Hello there, and welcome to the Liberty Ion channel and our series on grant applications, where to find the grant opportunities so you can get going on your journey with federal funding. So right now I am going to talk about the NSF SBIR program, which is a great program for small businesses just getting started because they have a sort of rolling window when you can apply to these SBIRs, and so they evaluate them on a quarterly basis, and really you can do any topic you want. So that's a great that it's always there. It's a good one to first start off with, or do it whenever there's a gap in opportunities that fit your technology, and so it's one that I recommend to, and it's very easy actually to start because it sort of works on a stepwise fashion where you submit what's called a project pitch, which is essentially just it's a web form with just kind of an outline summary of the project that you're going to work on. So let's get into it here. I'll show you the specific details, and yeah. So yeah, here's the website, from the NSF for their SBIR program. If it's and I'll share the link in the YouTube comments, but you can also just search on Google if you're listening just to the audio version of this, just NSF SBIR, and this will take you to it. And so they give you kind of a project overview here first on what what it will go through, and so it's a good outline. So there's a project pitch that you do. That's first you do an assessment where you have to answer yes to several questions, and then they'll give you the link after that to the project pitch part. So then you submit this project pitch, which is just an outline, and then that's evaluated, and they say within 30 days. And they are evaluating right now. I've submitted a few recently. The post-Doge chaos, they are still functioning. So that's a good, good one to start on right now if you're sort of in the grant lull period. So then once you do this, you either get a recommendation for submitting a proposal, or they give you some feedback and say, no, this isn't quite ready for a proposal, and they want you to redo it, which is all right. It happens, and so you just need to tweak your submission and submit again, and eventually they'll allow you to go in. Then you have the proposal. That's where you go through it's a roughly 15-20 page proposal, and with budget and all of these things. And so that's a part where you should reach out to Liberty Ion, info@libertyion.com. We can help you with all the annoying paperwork in that process. So it's a nice stepwise project that you're doing here. You don't have to get do too much work before getting started, and so it's sort of a easy way to get into the grant game for your company. And so I recommend this is a good one to start off with every company. Once you have the project pitch, once that's approved, you can submit the full proposal. There are deadlines, so you have basically 2 of these deadlines after you get the approval that you have to submit by. So you can do it as soon as possible, or you can wait to the later one. So you've got it gives you a window if you get bogged down with other tasks. And so this gets updated every year. Right now, the September 18th has passed, obviously, and so we're looking at November 5th will be the next due date, for these, and then they'll go into 2026. The SBIR program is supported by both political parties, and so it's not a controversial program. The funding for this is $305,000 max for 6 to 18 months. There's also some TABA, technical and business assistance. That's where you can get help for commercialization, and patent writing is a good one for that. And so you can pay lawyers for patent attorneys, and also Liberty Ion does help out with the patent drafting, and we're cheaper than a lawyer, so it's a good first pass to go through us. Once you get answered through the questions, you'll get this link of where you can submit your project pitch, and so you just log in. You'll make an account, and then you'll have to log in. And so then you have, two different tabs that you can click on the top, the I-Core, which we'll get into another time, and then the SBIR project pitches. So I'll need to gray out this area from our previous, our other clients that we've submitted project pitches for. One thing is that each startup is only allowed to submit one project pitch at a time, and they have to wait for the response before submitting another. So this way, then you don't abuse the system. And so that's one thing to keep in mind. So the project pitch, you'll just come up with a list of your company. You don't even need a title, I believe. When you submit it, here's a template. So here's just a template of what the project pitch looks like, the main questions that you'll have to answer. If you reach out to info@libertyion.com if you'd like this Word document from me, I can just give it to you for free. But it's just copied from their website once you log in. So essentially you just describe the technology innovation for the project. You should focus on something that's high risk. That's what they've always, wanted with these NSF grants. So it's much closer to basic research than I would say for DoD SBIRs or DOE SBIRs, especially DoD is they want a specific product. That's not to say that the NSF doesn't want something commercial. They very, very much want a commercial opportunity. So make sure that you're thinking about a high-risk project that can go to a commercial product. And so tell them what your commercial product is. If you have any traction with customers, mention that. You don't have to name names if you don't have approval from your potential customers, but I would mention that. Now, when you write these pitches, I would also think about your team for the proposal. You don't have to have it totally ironed out, but identify your gaps on where your company needs some help. So, for instance, if you need a supplier of a certain material that goes into your device, then and that's a big area of R&D. Maybe partner with the supplier of that. And it's good. The best proposals, the most success I've seen is that when a company partners with other companies, even if it's just a small amount, you identify your holes and you fill them with partners that can, make a very, very strong proposal. So I highly recommend teaming with other companies on every proposal. This form, it's only 3,500 characters. That includes spaces. So we're not talking about a serious effort here to draft this up. And there's several of these. So the next one is just about the technical objectives. And so you go through, specific technical objectives that you would be doing. There's no space for figures in this submission. It's a web form, as I showed before when you log in. So keep that in mind. And it actually makes it easier. This is something you can take care of probably in a day or two, and have it on the back burner so you've always got something in the fire. Yep. Then after that, then you have the market opportunity, and this is half as long, only 1,750 characters. Just describe specifically who the customers are, the pain points, in any customer traction, as I mentioned, should be submitted here. Then you have your company and team, so some bona fides. If you've had people that have done grants before, that could be your principal investigator. The principal investigator, or PI in the biz, is the person that is the lead on the project, and so they'll be the ones submitting the reports once you get the grants. And if they've got some good bona fides dealing with federal funding, that helps, and especially if they know people in the NSF, and if you know your project area manager, then that would be the best, of course. But it is absolutely not necessary. They fund. Their goal is to fund, new high risk projects, and so don't, if you haven't done this before, don't let that stop you from trying to apply. And then that's really it. You just press submit. You wait for 30 days, plus minus, and you'll get a yay or a nay. And then if it's a yes, you submit a full proposal, and then that's a longer effort. And you've got two of those due dates that I showed you before to go past. Not to go past. One of them you can go past, and then you have to submit by the second due date. And those will be updated on the SBIR website. Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to our channel. We'll have all kinds of information on which grants you could apply to. Also, just general business tips. I founded a company spun out of a university and went all the way through Series A, and so Liberty Ion is dedicated to helping small business companies focused on new technology succeed. And we can do all of the annoying stuff for you, and we've been there before, so we can help walk you through it. So thanks, info@libertyion.com, and good luck.
Liberty Ion.